The purpose of the hotline is to serve victims of domestic violence 24/7, because crises don't always happen 9 to 5 when we're at work. So the hotline is for, maybe it's 2 o'clock in the morning and that's when the perpetrator's working and that's the only time that they can call. They can get a hold of us.
The hotline actually connects to an advocate when she's at home at 2 in the morning. So what happens is a victim will call our hotline number, and then we contract with an answering service, and the answering service will then contact the advocate that's on call. So what happens is when an advocate leaves the office at 5 o'clock at night, whoever's on call takes the on-call bag, which includes, keys to the vehicles, because we do go out calls at any time. Mm-hmm. So that advocate is on call from 5 p.m. that day till 5 a.m. the next day. Mm-hmm. And it's rotated, like we said, among us 5, and that includes weekends.
Well, we try to see what the victim's, situation is and what their need is, and every victim situation varies. They could be extremely upset or they could be extremely calm. So, you just take it as a call would go.
It's really like a victim, and it's not just victims that can call the hotline. Anybody can call the hotline. If people have questions about their family, they have questions about other things. The police department, the sheriff's department, the hospital all have our hotline number. So say a victim presents at 2 in the morning, and then they call us and maybe she's looking for shelter. That would be one thing they would call, and the advocate would get up and go get an agency vehicle, meet with them, do those type of things. It's not always shelter though. Sometimes people will just call because, maybe an incident just occurred and they just want to reach out. And so it's really just, it can be individual counseling, it can be a go-out call, it can be a referral, like we would refer them to other agencies. We can sometimes have them, like if they're, if that's the 1 second that they can call, but then we're like, if they don't want to maybe meet with us at that second, we can schedule times to meet with them the next day, they can call the office. So it's really just a tool for victims in this county to have something to access 24/7. So there will never be a time where they can't get a hold of any one of us 5 that you guys have all interviewed. And that's the point of it, and that's the whole reason that we have the answering service. We have mechanisms in place. Say, for instance, if the on-call advocate maybe isn't unavailable for that 1 second, there's always a backup. So between the 5 of us, there's always somebody who's primary and then somebody who's backup. And then the backup person understands that they're responsible for taking a call if primary is not available. Say they're in the shower or something like that. So
someone
always answers the hotline. And there's even a mechanism, if the primary doesn't answer, the secondary doesn't answer, then it goes to me. And if I'm not either of those two, and then it goes down the list, not the call center will call all the advocates. So at any time, we're available.
Either they're in need of emergency shelter or they need a number to a community service outside of our program. They could be just wanting safety planning. Again, it could be the hospital calling, saying, we have somebody that has been in a DV situation, would you like to talk to them about your services to see if maybe they would want to go into shelter or they would want to use our services.
Sometimes they just want to talk.
Yes.
Like a lot of times, and this is what we're really excited about these pieces coming out, is a lot of times people don't understand what abuse is. So maybe they have been verbally abused for months or a year, and it's escalating, and then they want to reach out, and then they'll just ask, I'm not really sure if this is domestic violence, but this is what's been going on. And then an advocate can just walk them through that. So that's really helpful for a lot of people. So sometimes they just want to talk, and even if, we just do whatever they need. The way all our services are really guided by the victim, so whatever they request, we pretty much do. I would say if you want to call, you can remain anonymous. We never require that anybody give us a name, callback number, anything like that. You can call, be completely anonymous, ask a question, and an advocate will just talk to you and answer your question and guide you, whatever you're looking for. If you're looking just to talk, they'll just talk to you. If you're looking for other resources or just to talk about what domestic violence is. We do get hotline calls sometimes for family members of victims, asking what to do. And so I would say just call if you have any questions.